did the dramatic Homeland Security raids on Diddy's mansions really slam the brakes on his notorious freak-offs? Or did they merely shift the party underground? Yesterday, witness Jane recounted how, weeks after agents stormed his Star Island and Los Angeles homes, Combs allegedly pressured her into a bruising hotel night marathon, prompting jurors to audibly gasp as she revealed fresh injuries and covert recordings. If law enforcement spotlights can't deter predatory routines, then digital paper trails and survivor documentation become the jury's compass. So always preserve evidence, double-check timelines, and stay ready. Evidence persuades, silence protects no one. Truth leaves bruises. Prosecutors silenced the gallery when an animated map lit up the screen, tracing Diddy's charter jet from Miami's Star Island to Los Angeles and on to a late-night drop in New York. 3 coasts, 48 hours, 0 detours. Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey dubbed it the Combs Carousel, then showed receipts. The same 2 escorts listed on 17 boarding passes, 9 states, paid through 1 Delaware shell company. Suddenly, jurors saw sex trafficking as logistics, not rumor. Here's the takeaway. If your business funds rapid-fire trips involving vulnerable workers, audit itineraries, lockdown compliance, and flag anything that crosses state lines without clear consent, patterns don't lie. Data never forgets. Picture a sweltering Jacksonville hangar packed with red hats and phone cameras. As chants fade, Donald Trump tilts toward the mic and, almost offhand, floats a pardon for Sean Diddy Combs. Within minutes, networks loop the clip beside courtroom sketches, while constitutional scholar Brian Kalt reminds viewers preemptive pardons are perfectly legal, no Congress, no limits, instantly morphing a sex trafficking trial into an Oval Office power play. Here's the move. Track every candidate's clemency stance now, because 5 felony counts and 70, Eddie Garcia still hears the hotel elevator ping. The security guard told jurors Sean Diddy Combs called him my angel, pushed across a bag stuffed with a $100 K and an NDA, then demanded the only copy of Cassie's assault footage vanish forever. Garcia's mini-story echoed ex-assistant George Kaplan's claim that Combs routinely threatened employees to keep freak-off secrets under wraps. When hush cash and coercion become crisis management tools, record every interaction, back up evidence off-site, and lawyer up fast. Silence has a price. Exposure shifts power. Cross-examination isn't random chaos. It's engineered pressure designed to crack a witness's story framework. In Diddy's trial, defense attorney Brian Steele spent 3 days firing over 100 nearly identical questions at ex-assistant Mia, triggering multiple prosecutorial objections and a judicial warning about possible harassment. Minutes later, the same combative style fueled a mistrial bid the judge dismissed as just the adversarial process. Your shield. Rehearse key dates aloud. Insert calm breath pauses before answering, and ask for clarity when wording turns slippery. Preparation disarms intimidation. Can a single glance sink a defense? Judge Arun Subramanian nearly booted Diddy after reporters clocked repeated 6-second bursts of nodding and locked eyes with jurors, behavior the judge branded unacceptable. 2 stern warnings in just 48 hours underscore the risk. On June 3rd, the judge tossed a disruptive gallery heckler, and by June 5th, he threatened to expel the defendant himself for jury tampering vibes. Courtroom etiquette isn't showmanship. Keep eyes forward, hands still, and let counsel speak. One careless gesture can sabotage months of strategy. Respect the bench. Corporate burn rate. In under 48 hours after CNN's Cassie hallway video exploded, analysts clocked 18 separate brand partners bailing on Sean Diddy Combs. Peloton scrubbed every playlist, Macy's pulled Sean John racks nationwide, and Diageo declared its tequila venture dead on arrival. The stampede vaporized an estimated $200 million in annual promo spend and shaved Combs' net worth from $600 million to roughly $400 million during a single news cycle. Brands took notes. London insurer Samphire Risk now sells cancel culture riders that bolt crisis PR muscle onto celebrity endorsements. Next step, audit every morality clause, build instant response playbooks, and price reputational coverage before the next tweet detonates. Reputation burns fast. Picture a whiteboard packed with colored yarn. Prosecutors traced cash from Bad Boy royalties to a Florida touring LLC, then through a Delaware holding company that wired hush money from a Cayman trust. One money pulse, 3 storefront names. RICO litigator Rachel Myman breaks it down. The statute can just as easily be aimed at a totally legitimate business. What looks like routine corporate housekeeping now reads as coordinated enterprise, letting jurors see intent, not paperwork. Action step: chart every affiliate, map ultimate beneficial owners, and flag cross-state transfers over $10K in real time. The net is wide. Survivor advocate Lisette Martinez, one of the first women to testify against R. Kelly, stepped before cameras and confessed. Seeing Diddy stroll past felt like 2019 again. Same entourage, same denial. Her words hit harder when prosecutor Elizabeth Geddes, fresh off Kelly's conviction, told jurors the new indictment mirrors 5 trafficking patterns from that case. Suddenly, precedent looked like prophecy. Action step: study legacy verdicts that resemble your crisis. Update talking points and track survivor accounts in real time. Parallels compress public patience and spike reputational risk. Same playbook, same fallout. History echoes loudly. If you're getting value, smash subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's courtroom bombshell. Let's hit 10K together. Here's a mental checkpoint. When a witness crowns a defendant the Michael Jordan of sex parties, don't smirk. Interrogate the stats behind that trophy. Yesterday, Jane described Combs arranging 12 escort-packed hotel nights across 3 cities in just 15 days, mirroring the prosecution's roster of excited 16 witnesses logged so far. That volume reframes swagger as pattern evidence. Practical move. Before your brand team fires off a loyalty tweet, chart frequency, location, and consent receipts. If the numbers sync too neatly, pull back fast. Public perception sticks to superlatives. Hubris is loud. Could a headline-grabbing pardon turn 2026 into Trump's electoral Waterloo? Last week, the president teased clemency for Diddy, telling reporters he'd certainly look at the facts. Then social feeds lit up. 48 hours later, a Reuters Ipsos survey pegged his approval at 47%, while 58% of Americans rejected his earlier January 6th mass pardons, proof that mercy can morph into malpractice. Vanderbilt pollster John Geer warns, second-term honeymoons end fast when voters smell favoritism. Meanwhile, YouGov finds opposition to hot-button pardons above 70% in the most competitive districts. Action step: pressure test backlash scenarios before gambling on clemency and monitor suburban sentiment weekly. Optics drive votes. Picture your phone buzzing at 2 a.m. 50 Cent drops an Instagram selfie captioned, @Real Donald Trump, pardon, puff, and we're done. Within 4 hours, the post pulls 4 million likes and launches #NoPardonPuff into 27,000 stitched videos, while Rolling Stone confirms he's funneling cash into a Change.org blitz and a 7-part Netflix doc aimed at suburban swing voters. Analysts remind us celebrity-led petitions tripled voter recall in Georgia's 2022 runoffs. Activism now scales like ad tech. Action step: map influencer adversaries early, track their call to action velocity, and prep counter-narratives before the first meme hijacks cable news. Rivals turn watchdogs. Michael, mob boss turned mentor Franzese, recalls a steel door slamming after his RICO plea. Armani suits evaporate when you hear 10 years. He told podcast listeners that respect, not notoriety, keeps you breathing inside. Now contrast that with Tuesday's YSL finale. Christian Big Briss Eppinger swallowed 75 years, 40 in custody, once prosecutors stacked attempted murder and gang counts onto RICO. Sentencing guidelines are cliffs, not speed bumps. Action step. If federal racketeering hovers, hire counsel who bargains early. Study guideline tables yourself and weigh plea math before swagger kills leverage. Freedom is fragile. If the verdict lands guilty, Revolt's 300-plus employee owners suddenly wear two hats: staff and majority shareholders, and neither paycheck is guaranteed. Analysts warn that when a founder's criminal conviction hits, ad buyers flee. Revolt already lives off brand partnerships for roughly 70% of revenue. With employees holding the largest equity slice, about 51% of shares, 80% people of color, a cash crunch would slash both salary lines and personal stake value. Safeguard now. Diversify revenue into paid events and fast channels. Create a 6-month emergency fund and appoint an independent board audit team before headlines dictate terms. Jobs hang loose. Is #MeToo 3.0 already knocking, where survivor-led victories collide with a roaring backlash? A Guardian deep dive shows defamation suits against accusers now swallow nearly 20% of all Time's Up cases, even as 9 U.S. states since 2022 have banned pre-dispute NDAs, giving whistleblowers fresh oxygen. Sociologist Musa Al-Gharbi warns that movements die when symbolism eclipses real help, urging allies to link online outrage to concrete policy wins. Action move. Pair every hashtag with a tangible reform goal. Update HR playbooks, track pending NDA bills, and fund survivor legal aid before trolls weaponize the courts. Voices multiply. Scroll TikTok during recess and you'll find a lawyer claiming Diddy's charges can't stick because minors never cross state lines. A slit clip that hit 5 million views in 2 hours before Twitter lawyers debunked it. Mini story. A France 24 analysis traced the soundbite to a crypto pump account repackaging courtroom rumors for engagement farming. Step check fake legal takes in 3 beats. 1. Verify the speaker's bar number in state directories. 2. Cross-match the cited statute on an official court docket. 3. Check publication date. Old rulings often appear new. Share only after a double source pass. Think before share. Imagine flipping a courtroom calendar through 2025. Pre-trial motions wrap July 12. Evidentiary hearings restart August 5. But the first appeal brief can't hit the 11th Circuit until a final judgment projected no sooner than November 18. The catch? That circuit averages 190 days from notice to opinion, and Supreme Court cert adds another 6-month dice roll. Prosecutors warn AI-powered evidence review will churn up gigabytes of new metadata, gifting defense fresh delay motions while spotlighting tech's chain of custody kinks. Game plan? Archive raw files now, draft appellate outlines early, and hire AI-literate counsel before deadlines collide with data dumps. Time tests truth. From hush money shell games to Trump's pardon tease and a meme machine steering public opinion, today's trial flashes proved one thing: celebrity justice mutates by the minute. Remember the map of 17 boarding passes, the 18 brand exodus, and Judge Subramanian's glare? Each headline is a breadcrumb to tomorrow's verdict. Next episode, we'll crack the secret RICO loopholes prosecutors fear most and show how AI-scraped metadata could swing appeals. Hit subscribe, set notifications, and keep receipts. Curiosity outruns chaos.
Not professional advice. Consult a qualified legal, financial, or mental health expert as needed.